Good evening. Thank you for allowing me to present the budget for 2023-24 school year for Buildings and Grounds Department. I would like to take a minute just to thank everybody in my department, from Custodial Department, Grounds Department, Maintenance Department, my office staff, and Kevin Kahn for supporting the district and myself throughout the year. With that said, we're going to go to staffing overview for my department. Before I go into this, I want to say that there is no physical change to the personnel, but there is some numbers changed. And the reason for that was there were some people that were paid through the transportation department, but they're really working for my department. So we changed the people where they are located for the department. So like you see in management, for 2023-24, there is 7 people in it, and this year it's 5. And the reason for that is we have 2 couriers that are working from my department and reporting to my department, but they were paid through the transportation. So reorganizing that, those 2 people were moved into my department. For the custodial, it's the same number, 55.5. For grounds, it's the same number, it's 8. For maintenance, it's 9, but it was 8.8 because 0.2 was also for transportation, so we just moved that since they are working in my department to my department. So overall total for my staff is 79.5, comparing to last year with 77.3. But physical change, nothing happened. So I just want people to know that. So operation maintenance overview, the custodial staff cleans roughly 1 million square feet nightly. That's like having 333 houses, 3,000 square feet of cleaning, or 6 houses, 3,000 square foot per staff member. We have 229 acres maintained by 7 ground staff, or 29 acres per person. This is in addition to preparing the playing fields for school and community sports. With over 1,260,000 square feet, our maintenance staff preserves the district investment in facilities and contributes to the educational mission by ensuring facilities are comfortable, safe, and secure, which helps students, teachers, and staff to reach their potential. Projects that were completed in 2022-2023 school year. Middle school, there was a pool renovation completed with the new plaster, new UV lights, painting, and new bleachers were installed. Auditorium was painted, and new carpet was installed. Outside, a new cafeteria picnic area was paved where students can go for recess or having lunch on the picnic tables. North Main floors were replaced in some classrooms. Repair of the outside brick wall was done. Central Valley Elementary, a boys' restroom in 400 wing was renovated, and the gymnasium was painted, and the new wall pads were installed. Pine Tree, some exterior doors were replaced. Bus garage, some exterior doors were replaced. And the district-wide project was replacing all the door locks in the classrooms so teachers can lock their classroom from inside without having a key. Projects proposed for this coming year, high school staircase number 4, rubber stair treads replacement. That's the main staircase that is used in a high school from A level all the way down to D. It's 4 floors of stairs. Those treads are decaying and not really adhere to the floor as much anymore, so it's a safety issue. So it's roughly around $100,000 to do that. We're going to try to do that in the summer. North Main, we have some doors replacements, some in the bathrooms, some in the rooms, and also the classrooms in North Main, they have a carpet on the walls. So we're going to try to get the carpet off the walls and put the sheetrock in. That's roughly $56,000. Pine Tree, classroom 301, we want to replace the floor in that classroom. Sapphire, we have 3 classrooms that we're trying to replace the floor there for $42,000. And Central Valley, we want to replace some window shades. It's $30,000. It's not covered the entire building, but we're going to start somewhere and maybe continue year after year to replacing them. And the last is district-wide building improvements, $50,000, and that money is like for emergency. Like a couple years ago when we have a water main break at Smith Clove, we have to pay for it somehow, or the sewer breakage or boiler. So we keep that money there for those emergency repairs. So we're going to go to Buildings and Grounds budget overview, which is 1620 code. There is subcategories in there, so we're going to go line by line through them. So 1,500 is the management. So we're proposing $175,000 comparing to this year, which was $102,000. That's an increase of about 70.58%. Dollar change is $72,470. The reason for that change is we have those bathrooms by the football field that we got a lot of complaints about it. They're old. So we reach out to some vendors. We get some estimates for renting in new bathrooms. So the goal is we keep those two at the end of June, and maybe over the summer we will replace them with the new rental bathrooms there. The 1,600 code is the custodial code. We're proposing $439,000 comparing to last year, which was $386,000. Roughly, percentage increase is 13.85%, which dollar value is $53,475. The reason for that is we want to buy some new equipment for custodians, but also the cost driven for supplies, the floor finishes, the paper towels, toilet tissues, liners, chemicals, all that is increasing as well. So 1,700 code, it's a grounds code. We're proposing $259,000 comparing to this year, which was $218,000. The percentage change is 18.81%. Dollar value is $41,026. The reason for that also is we have one dump truck that we want to replace it. It's 2009 Chevy that has only 56,000 miles on it, but it has a steel body on it, and we're using for salting our grounds, parking lots, and roadways, and it's rusting. It's kind of a safety issue, so we want to replace that. Also, last year, we kind of skipped mulching all our playgrounds. We were hoping that a couple of projects is going to go through, and we were going to replace the playgrounds. That's not happening, so we have to allocate some more money this year to remulch all our playgrounds to make sure they're safe. 1,800 code is a maintenance code. We're proposing $1,779,000 comparing to last year, which was $1,728,000. The increase is about 2.93%, which dollar value is $50,600. That's driven pretty much of the cost of any supply parts that we have to repair our district. 1,900 code is improvement code. The proposed value is $300,000. This year's was $313,000. That's going down 4.15%, which is less $13,000. And I pretty much went through those when I explained what projects we're going to do this year. And the last one is 2,000 code, which is utilities. And I have to say on front, a lot of utilities, it's really out of our hands. It's pretty much driven by prices and economy. We're using, in that code, we have electric, natural gas, water, trash removal, sewer, taxes. We're using outside vendor, outside company called EPEX. They're projecting our cost for electricity and gas. So pretty much we took their numbers, what they're projecting for this coming year. We put that in the budget. Our trash removal alone went up from last year to this year 57%. Last year when we did the budget, the bids didn't come in yet, so we were kind of estimating. When the bids actually came in, we were kind of shocked that trash removal alone went up 56%. Also, some people who are living in Woodbury, I'm sure they saw the increase on their water bills. I guess Woodbury did some improvement to their water system. We have 5 buildings that are using that water system. That's a high school, middle school, Central Valley, Smith Clove, and Education Center. And our increase on the water usage is none or very little, but what we're paying for it went up about 22.7%. So combining all those utilities, the change value from this proposed year, which is $3,213,000, comparing to previous year, which is $2,548,000, is 26.11% increase, which the dollar value is $665,384. Overall total, we're proposing $6,167,000 comparing to this year, which was $5,297,000. That's an increase of 16.42%. If you look at the dollar value, the increase is $869,955. But when you look at the column from top to bottom on the dollar increase, it's all driven by utilities, really. So budget goals for 2023-24 is continue to maintain a high level of cleanliness and the maintenance, and maintain the capital investment in the district facilities and fields. and continue to work on the capital project. Whew, I hope I was quick. Any questions?
Yeah, I have a question. Have we ever looked at the possibility of solar power? I know, especially with the new funding that was passed, there's quite a bit of incentives federally, and you know, $665,000 increase is not chump change, it's pretty huge. And I know it's market-driven, but I know there's a lot of commercial projects going on right now, so just figured I'd ask.
In general, we have looked into it, and I think as part of our capital project, that would be sort of the right time to do those things. A lot of times you would say when you do the roof, you know, that's when you can put panels on the roof. In terms of other, you know, applications like solar fields and things like that, we haven't really considered that. It's more been about roof panels on a building with the new roof, and I think that would be something we would consider. We've also talked to our architects about an energy performance contract approach, right? So an energy performance contract is basically a capital project. You go to a vendor, and it's a capital project where the savings, it's largely driven by energy savings and improvements of that nature, cover the cost, right? So it's another sort of approach to getting some work done. We've thought about that as part of our, you know, in lieu of the capital referendum. But at the end of the day, often those projects, because those projects involve borrowing too, right? And they involve engineering studies and all those sorts of things. We can usually borrow at a lower rate than the banks or the companies that are managing those kinds of things. So if that was the only way for us to get some work done, and the thing with an EPC is it doesn't require voter approval. So it's, you know, it's sort of a different approach to getting some capital work done. Usually the solar and the renewable energy projects are bundled into that kind of thing. So something we've definitely thought about, and we will think about when the time comes.
What about long-term contracts? As a private homeowner, you can lock in your energy rates for a certain fee. So are there programs that will allow, let's say, prepayment with some sort of lock fee that will freeze the energy costs for next number of years or months or?
Yeah, we participate in a consortium, and Andrzej alluded to it when he said EPEX. That is the company that they basically monitor and manage bids related to our energy consumption and procurement. And so it's natural gas and it's electricity. And we generally go 2 or 3 years as far as a lock-in price. And they looked at it recently because we had some expiring contracts, and the market was not favorable to, and I can't recall if they actually might have done a request for proposal, like put it out there, did a bid, and the results were not good. So their recommendation was, this is a period of high inflation, energy disruption, we got a hangover from COVID and supply chain disruption, prices are high, it's not the time to lock in, because their projection was prices will come down, and that we have to ride this out and then go back to the marketplace for another bid or RFP, at which point, if again, they analyzed the market, if it was favorable, the prices were favorable, and they felt the market conditions were favorable, they would lock in.
Any other questions? Thank you very much.
Okay, great, thanks, Andrzej.